and had Mayweather grabbing and clutching and running out of breath there for a minute, but my boy pulled through and had that unanimous decision in 12 rounds.
The thing about Floyd in round 2 was he's never been hurt like that. You have never seen him hurt like that, man. And I went back and watched the replay before the Cintron fight this past weekend just for round 2. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just you've never seen him rock like that. And Mosley, you know, I'll give him credit, but he just fell apart after round 2. I mean,
he was way too slow.
I may have given him round 1 and 2 maybe for Mosley. I mean,
I definitely agree.
Round 1 was close. Round 2 was definitely Mosley. It could have been a 10-8 round for Mosley, but then after that, Mosley was just done, you know.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was just a total ass-whooping, you know, for the final 10 rounds. But the main thing here was the second round right there. That's when you really gauge a prize fighter's overall worth when they when they finally get hurt. And
right.
For 41, different fights, Mosley has never been hurt.
Right. Well, we've got, we know, but everybody wants to see Pacquiao versus Mayweather, and we all know what the deal was a few months ago, the drug testing thing where Pacquiao basically agreed, I think it was something like 28 days outside of the fight where he would agree to take blood testing, and then he'd be tested after the fight. So it wasn't, I don't know what Pacquiao's deal is, man. He doesn't make himself look good by refusing to take blood tests.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, I mean, they do test him immediately following the fight. They test him, so he would have stuff in his body right after the fight, you know, and he doesn't have a problem being tested after the fight. It's a problem going into the fight and being tested a certain amount of times. And basically,
I just don't understand it.
I think it's a case of Pacquiao basically telling Mayweather, dude, you don't make the fucking rules. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't make these rules. I'm not gonna abide by you. I'm gonna abide by what the boxing commission tells me. The Las Vegas commission tells me. So, I don't know. I don't know, man.
In the Detroit news here, we've had clips about, you know, they're talking about there's been negotiation between Mayweather's people and Pacquiao's people, but the rumor was today that came in that there was no negotiations whatsoever, and that the fight is, if it does happen, it'll probably not happen for another 2 years.
Well, here's what I read from Dan Raphael, I think I got that last name right, but the ESPN boxing analyst. He said today that basically the deal was he's in New York City. Freddie Roach is in New York City right now. There's a fight this weekend between Amir Khan, who Freddie Roach manages and trains. He's fighting Paulie Malignaggi, which is an awesome fight. So Freddie Roach had said that after this fight this Saturday night between those two, that next week they were going to pick up negotiations again and see what would have happened. So we'll have I'm guessing next week, if that's what Freddie Roach says, because Freddie Roach is Pacquiao's trainer, and so it'll be interesting to see. But the fact is that's $100 million fight for both of those guys. You know?
For sure. I don't even have the number in front of me, but I seen it. I think last week. Do you know the final purse money that Mayweather got?
No, I haven't seen it. I want the buy rate for that, but I know that's not out yet either. I don't believe.
Oh, it is. I read it earlier. I can't remember.
Did it get $2 million? Was it $2 million or no?
It was. I think it was higher, to be honest with you.
Really? No, higher than $2 million?
I'm here. I'm checking the news right now.
No doubt. Check that. Guys, get to the live chat room, WZROnline.com/chat. We had a UFC 113 this weekend too. I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna get back to wrestling here. I see you guys in the chat. I hear you. Shout out.
Yeah, they don't like listening to it.
Whatever. We cover boxing, UFC, WWE, TNA, all of it, man. We got 2 hours to do this, so we'll be good. UFC 113 was Saturday night. I'm gonna leave that for hour number 2. We're gonna talk about that. Kimbo Slice lost and was then fired by UFC. Paul Daly
fired.
Fired as well with that sucker punch after the fight. Matt Mitrione took out Kimbo. Main event, Machida knocked out. I mean,
it was good.
Yeah, great UFC 113 pay-per-view. I actually got to see both boxing, the Cintron and Paul Williams fight, which, holy shit, that was straight out of pro wrestling. That I'm gonna get into a rant in hour number 2 on that, but that was. Did any of you guys in the chat room see that on HBO Saturday night with Kermit Cintron and Paul Williams? Holy shit, man, that was crazy. So I got to see these. I bought Ring of Honor tickets for the Super Show in New York City this past weekend, and I got sick on Friday. I was sick Friday, Saturday. Finally recovered on Sunday. And I heard I missed a pretty good show on Saturday. I wanted to go. I had 2 tickets here, $25 a pop, $50. Didn't get my train ticket, and I still got the tickets here. So it was a waste of money. You know? I've
been so busy I haven't even gotten to read the results yet.
Oh, for the Ring of Honor show, we're going to run it down too. They had the only thing I didn't like about it is they had a lot of run-ins during the second half of the show, so that's what I read. But I heard it was Motor City Machine Guns versus who was it? Dark City Fight Club, I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that was said to be great, except for the ending, and they had I really wanted to go, so that pisses me off.
Was that a run-in too?
Yeah, at the end they did a run-in of that match. We'll run it down from top to bottom here in just a little bit, but man, we got so much to talk about, dude. It's crazy.
I don't even know where to start.
It's crazy. All right, so that was the weekend. Ring of Honor, Sick, Boxing, UFC, opening, bada bing, covered it all, no doubt. Guys, WZROnline.com/chat. Get to our live chat room right now. Where's my mods at in that chat room? Huh? Where's my mods at? We'll be taking live phone calls in hour number 2 as well. All right, let's move on to Monday Night Raw last night. I caught bits and pieces of this. Didn't see the entire thing. You watched it, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, man. Well, it seemed like every time I tuned back to the TV, it was...
Commercial?
No, it was just, you had Meatloaf in there, and then you had
Flava Flav.
John Cena. Flava Flav was in there. John Cena being his corny self, you know what I mean? I don't know, dude. It was just brutal.
It was just too many short matches.
But they were good matches. That was the problem. All the matches that they put together last night were good, but, you know, it's live TV, and most of those matches only go for, 3 or 4 minutes each time, you know, except for your main event.
I don't know. I just felt like, you know, they weren't going up against TNA on Monday night, and you could tell by the way the show was. I mean, it was just one of those shows I didn't care for.
Yeah, well, it was interesting when the ratings came out today. Raw drew a 3.1 cable rating off of. Do you remember what the hours were? I think it was 3.0 and 3.1.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
That's terrible.
It's not good. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, they're down close to that 2.9 mark, man. You don't want to be in the 2s.
That's when we had that 20-minute rant while we were off the air about it.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the 2s, and you didn't have TNA competition. Not that there was much competition on Monday nights, but you still had over 1 million people, well, probably around 1.4 million tuning into Impact. So you would have thought that, you know, well, in that second hour, I guess we can only compare the second hour, that 9 to 10, which you still had about 800,000 people, 900,000, we'll say 1 million people tuning in that you would have figured would have went back to WWE and maybe popped the rating up. Yeah, guess not, man.
I just can't remember the last time we seen a WWE rating at like a 3.0. I mean, 14 years ago maybe?
A 3.0?
Yeah.
What do you mean 3?
Draw a solid 3-point rating.
Well,
just like a 3-point. I can't remember the last time.
Well, I remember back in the day, man, they used to draw like 5.4, 5.5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Back in the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, I mean, well, back in the Attitude Era when you had Austin and Rock and all those guys were there, it was such a... Man, if you guys missed that, for you younger fans that listen, oh, man, if you missed the Attitude Era where Austin would, you know, drive beer trucks into the arena and you had people out there stripping and Sable was out there, I mean, that was... Dude,
Sable was coming out there with just nothing but finger or handprints for, you know, a bathing suit and...
I mean, that was such a good era back then. You older fans know what I'm talking about, but the Attitude Era was unbelievable, and now it's just, I don't know. The PG.
Oh, the PG's killing them.
Oh, but you know what? The PG rating is there because it pleases advertisers, and if you want to make money, you got to please your advertisers. And
they had a couple articles in the paper this past weekend praising actually WWE for their PG rating, but
well, I mean, they're as far as advertising is concerned and sponsors and things of that nature, they've got. I mean, a lot of people have come back. A lot of people boycotted WWE for years, and then with this PG rating, not only that, but I know it sucks for older fans, but if you ever attend, just go to an arena. You know what I mean? Attend a WWE live event, and you look at all the kids in those arenas. You look at all the fathers bringing their young sons. I get over half of that arena is kids, and they've all got the John Cena merchandise and the Rey Mysterio